I will be shortly making a formal motion to request the removal of bills 3523 and 3423. We've got to do it separately, obviously, for procedure. These bills were related and are very important. And I just want to make it clear, I'm not doing so because I don't believe in the bills. I'm doing it because I think we can change the strategy to achieve the same outcome. We just celebrated Dr. Martin Luther King's birthday yesterday, many of us in service events and volunteer opportunities. He often challenged those who allowed inequality and poverty to persist through inaction and delay, and said many times the inseparable twin of racial injustice is economic injustice. And as I've shared many times before, every worker, regardless of their occupation, deserves to earn a wage that acknowledges their value and their dignity. The two-tiered wage system that we have in this state undercuts, and in the county undercuts this foundational belief by institutionalizing lower pay for certain classes of workers, particularly low-income restaurant and tipped workers. I've mentioned also that if you're a restaurant worker in Montgomery County, you're 3 times more likely to live in poverty, creating huge divides and challenges for those families. We're fortunate to have regional and state partners in this instance who are also engaged in these efforts to phase out sub-minimum wage, which is a legacy of Jim Crow and slavery. DC residents last year passed Initiative 82 overwhelmingly to phase out tipped wages. There's an OLO report out today, which does not make any conclusions about the impact of that new policy at this time, positive or negative, because it's so new. Here in Maryland, I want to thank Senators Ellis of Charles County and Senator McCray of Baltimore City, who have pre-filed SB 160, the General Assembly, to take action to pass the tipped wage bill. Delegates Adrian Boafo and Veronica Turner are introducing the bill in the House, called the One Fair Wage Act, with the support of members of the Montgomery County delegation, including Delegate Linda Foley, who joined me at the council with others recently to talk about why this bill is important. So this action today to withdraw the bills is in coordination with these regional partners, Prince George's County and Baltimore City and Charles County and others, to push for a coordinated effort on state legislation, as these bills were just introduced days ago, and they will be considered over the next several months. So I'm hopeful that we can work across the state, that the governor and the General Assembly will take decisive action and raise wages for tipped workers and make sure that it's economic fairness for all Marylanders. So I remain committed to advancing these types of measures, but I think we can change strategy and didn't want to waste the council's time as we do that. I'll end just with this quote. Dr. King is on my mind these last couple of days. In relation to the minimum wage, he said, "It is easy to conceive of a plan to raise the minimum wage and thus in a single stroke extract millions of people from poverty. But between the conception and the realization, there lies a formidable wall." It's always hard to do these things, and that's understood, but we're going to focus our efforts to climb that wall. So with that, Mr. President, I would make a motion to withdraw Bill 3523, County Minimum Wage Tipped Employees. Thank you, and I'll be brief here. This bill was to bring together labor, business, community members to talk about wages and benefits across different industries in the effort to lift those wages and benefits. We know, we talk about it every day. We had a discussion about food insecurity yesterday, many of us with manna. There's a lot of need, and there's multiple reasons why, but a big part is people not earning enough to make ends meet. And it's conversations we need to have, and this was an effort to have that. We're still going to have these conversations, so I'm very confident of that, and been talking to some of my colleagues about ways to do that outside of this bill. But so we're going to withdraw this for now, and again, continue efforts to have those conversations over the coming weeks, months, years, and hopefully take action to improve the income and outcomes for all of our residents. So with that, I would move to withdraw Bill 3423 as well.